Wieder da. Was hast du bekommen?
Penis.
Okay. Ähm, weißt du, ob es noch einen permanenten Elderring gibt? Weißt du nicht oder gibt's nicht mehr?
Was für ein Ring?
Nee. Einen permanenten Elderring.
Was ist das denn? Kann man das essen?
Ist ein Ring, wo der Elder
Ja,
drinne ist.
ehrlich?
Wo der Elder drinne ist mit 3 Guardians. Nicht 4, 3.
Nee.
Ja.
Was ergibt das für einen Sinn?
Dass du nicht, also so wie ich, will das jetzt auf meiner Underground C-Map machen. Also an meiner Underground C-Map. Damit ich halt die Elder Influenz auf meiner Elder Map Underground C habe. Halt immer einen besseren Drop und mehr Erfahrung kriege.
Hm.
Dass er halt die ganze Zeit im Influenz hängt. Dass nicht weggeht. Weil die Mobdichte gut ist. Hier kann man äh, einstellen, wenn du einen Ring hast, einen Elder. Dann zeigt er dir an, welche Maps du machen musst, damit der Elder Ring auch so bleibt, wie er ist.
What you pay? Das sind fast 4.
Halt vor 4 Monaten, das heißt letzte Season, oder?
Hatten wir 2 rote Kringel?
Alle verkauft.
Ich geb dir 3 gelbe dann, Fabian, weil ich für 20er Stack verkaufen. Er ist genauso viel wert.
Was?
Ja,
Ein roter ist 3 wert, ne?
ja. Hm.
Du kannst ja auch 6 gelbe zu 2 rote machen, Inke. Du kaufst einfach 6 rote, gelbe beim Händler.
Das ist Verschwendung.
Ja, gut, das stimmt. Also hast du die.
Der Mensch hier. Da Fuck, Alter.
It's definitely, I mean, for Na'Vi as well, just looking at them in the last map and their temperament. Again, a team that knows that they're destined for the finals. They're a championship level team. They're peaking into the playoffs. You know, it's just so smooth from them right now. It doesn't seem like anything could really distract them from how well they're playing and just this clean and crisp execution of the rounds in which they have planned. And Big, they need to throw something in the works here to make that Na'Vi. We'll see Smia once again with that scout outside. Can he get something more this time? Last time was woefully inadequate.
Quite a difficult position, the silo, to deal with as a Smia, somebody going in and out of the garage. So many places you can stand on a silo, but very few places you can emerge from the garage. You see Gobby reading that position, looking for Zeus, but you won't get much of him. Next, wanting to get something, but when will he continue to push? Does he go for a ramp flank? Could there be somebody in that squeaky position? Perhaps not on this occasion. Zeus still waiting, 1 minute mark, and they can hear him jumping, but no one is engaging just yet.
Oh, that could be a pretty good nade indeed. Some additional damage done. Big's defense forced further and further back here. You can see tabseN just worrying these very deep positions on that lower bomb site. And Electronic in the vent area. Na'Vi have spread themselves around the map quite effectively here, and that could start to really wear on this defense here as it could get split up from Big's perspective, and he may have to be forced to some interesting 1v1s. And are they keeping a good read of this movement from Na'Vi? You can see that flank on the outside as well.
This almost looks like a 5-on-5 just on the B bomb site.
20 seconds to go though. That's not too much time. That's a big 1v1 to win. How do they get the bomb down now? They got the smoke there. Oh, that's a good shot from flamie. Just enough space for Symbol to plant the bomb, but they're also weak.
Taken out in the control room is Tizian. 3-on-3 now. Gobby pulling a grenade out, but the timing is brutal. Zeus looking for stuff. There's a trade, and they continue now. They're both low. Smia can do this with the scout, but he's being too careful maybe. He gets tagged. They're both so low, but they just can't find it. Are they nervous? flamie would take a headshot, a 2D. And that is the round for Na'Vi. You almost feel like, I mean, that was Big's round to win towards the end there. And you do wonder if the nerves are settling in because they had so many opportunities and they didn't land a single bullet.
Yeah, that first shot from flamie, that's what allowed them to really get that bomb down safely. And then just coming out huge with the deagle, seeing Simple's face afterwards, he could barely believe what he'd just seen. He thought the round was lost. And flamie just delivers them another round. A very important one, again, just holding on to this economy and just keeping Big away from having an economy. It's so stressful. It's got to be so hard for Big to deal with. Everything seems to be going wrong after that pistol round once again. And Na'Vi, they've got a MAC-10 on Edwards. And Simple's got a scout. These are two players which are somewhat expendable. They can move them forwards to get information as to what the CTs are doing. And perhaps they can find safe passage to a bomb site.
This is a disastrous start now for Big. Disastrous. A pistol round, and Na'Vi can continue to make money, pressure this team. And if Big lose the first buy round, then they're really going to start to feel it. And already, I really feel like they are feeling the pressure based on all the misses in that round. The close range scout, the AK, again, it was just like 2 bullets of flamie, unless it was a scout, of course, 1 bullet for the other player. Nobody doing anything. Edward's been delivering so far, raising his level for the major finals. 45 seconds, and it seems Na'Vi will start to move into the A site. Smia going up, he'll be heard, of course. The numbers are there to trade for Na'Vi, and this is looking comfortable. Tizian alone now 1 versus 2. He's got an AK though, so don't count him out just yet. The bomb's on the floor as well, and he has an angle on it. So if he can avoid a player coming in from the hut, although he has to move to his right to catch somebody here. Oh, Edward manages to pick it up. Does he realize Tizian can win this?
That high position though from flamie, that's going to be so difficult to deal with. They seem to have a good read onto where Tizian can be coming from as well. They have safe positions in the after plant. Player low, a player high, that's always very tough to deal with. And it seems like Tizian's just going to back away, keep the AK, and he's not wrong to do so. He's got a smoke, he's got an AK-47, he's got no Kevlar. As soon as he's discovered, it's likely going to get traded. So he'll fall back and keep that AK alive into the next round, and that'll be something for Big.
I think if the door is open, he goes for it. But the door's closed. If he opens the door, it's almost a guaranteed 2v1. If he goes out the hut, he's at a massive disadvantage where his legs will get shot before he even sees anything if someone's on the high ground. So he will indeed save the weapon. 3-1 for Na'Vi. We look at the money on the CT side now, and it's not great, it has to be said. What will they choose to do, Big? Are they saving for the AWP? Tizian could buy an AWP actually, but then he would have no Kevlar, so no buy just yet.
And you can make a variety of different setups work on Nuke CT side. And we see the shotguns coming out I mean, I think, you know, Nuke was actually one of the maps where you'd see a shotgun on the CT side played most of all. You know, you would see it around the hut, around the squeaky door positions.
Activated.
It was always very popular there. And, you know, we've seen it as recently, you know, Get Right made an amazingly, a very impactful clutch in Stockholm recently with that kind of a play. So that's always an option. You can be very flexible on the CT side because this map is all about those CT rotations. Unlike many other maps, you actually have the advantage from a rotation perspective.
Timeout from Na'Vi. Oh no, sorry, from Big, excuse me. Now let us see. What are they going to do? Seems they might buy around what they have. Tizian spent 4,700. Oh no, never mind. They're restoring the round, so we will wait to find out. So in an ideal world, Big have the money for an AWP. This is not an ideal world, but they are a map down, so maybe they wait for one. Already difficult decisions for Big early on Nuke, and we really don't know what to expect from Na'Vi on this map, so this will be a journey of discovery. Admin doing a bad job of hiding at the back.
I mean, we do not know what to expect from Na'Vi, but so far they've been just taking the mick, James. They've just been winning. They won a force buy with 5 players left alive and got the bomb down on the lower side. That's already ridiculous. And then, you know, able to convert off of that, you know, in two consecutive rounds. And that's really, really a bad sign for Big. There's no two ways about it, because if Na'Vi do have a playbook, I don't think that those first 2 rounds, you know, with them winning that force buy is part of that playbook. So that's a scary sign, and you know, we'll see indeed a half buy here from Big, not spending all the dollars, so they will keep some in the tank, and they have the AK and some pretty strong pistols. He says the Eagle P250. So
look at this outside play. Molotov has gone up towards the silo position, and Tabsim's in position behind the Fox. So this is quite a setup from Big. So far, so good. But Edward will eventually jump on the silo. So Big have a plan for this round. There's a long flashbang, but doesn't quite do the job, and this becomes winnable for Big now with 2 frags.
Yeah, beautiful outside setup. They put all their chips in this push on the outside positions, and now it gets cleaned up by Na'Vi. They convert well, but still 2 pistols at large here for Big, as we'll see these weakened Na'Vi players definitely in a spot where they've got to take a great deal of care, because these pistols now, you know, Flamey very, like 1 bullet from death and Zeus only a couple. They become very strong, and they look to even perhaps make a double peek back into the outside position and confirm information. Not just that, there's guns to be collected if the T's have gone already, but we can see they haven't. This could be a big moment here for Big. Can Nex and Smooya do it for the team?
This is basically pure guesswork now. So here's Zeus on the roof, but it's a gamble as to where you look, but still Nex gets the kill. Now they can reset the situation. They could just rotate somewhere else again, but Nex is stuck behind the box. He hasn't got time to run all the way back to hell. In the meantime, Na'Vi moving through the secret position, but will it be towards B? Already Smooya in the vent. He's not going to peek plays as they move past, though. Surely they both go in. No, Flamey will catch him. Now Nex starts to creep with a CZ. It can be very dangerous, but Flamey's got a great angle, and that is the round rescued for Na'Vi, 4-1. But here comes the buy for Big.
Yeah, this is such a good start for Na'Vi, and that was, I mean, a good attempt from Big. It was cool to see that they had a plan. That bait setup with the AK was really, really awesome, and you know, hopefully they can, you know, use some of the momentum there, some of the success there, and convert that into this round. They've got that AWP, as you say. They've got that full buy to work off of, so we will get to see a proper round from them now. And you know, Smooya, you know, he's been a bit quiet so far in this series, and this would be a great time for him to stand up and deliver. There's no AWP for him to face outside. He's against AKs, so he has a chance here to do some damage.
Early grenades outside. Molotov inside to stop the CT being in main, being useful. That's a real problem. If you have a player, a T player moving in, blowing off the door, putting a Molotov in main, it's scary. To have that every round is a problem, and now we've got Na'Vi moving towards a secret position. You see Electronic delivering some more flashbangs, and Smooya delivers 1 kill. Tabsim spotted a player in garage, and Smooya's looking for him as well. So this looks good for Na'Vi. Oh no, he just took half a second to take his shot, but Tabsim's there to trade.
That's a 4v3 now for Big as Na'Vi put on the heat here, trying to capitalize on these players in 4 positions. Edward does just that, down to 1 HP, barely escapes the flames.
Akzent fertig, Ike?
And he has to rely on
Yeah,
Simple
yeah.
now. Edward isn't in no condition to take a fight. Maybe he can trade for Simple, but there are 3
Jetzt
players
ans
left,
Mappen,
so
ne?
the math does not favor them. And Godby finishes it off with an 8, so can't even entertain that idea. Down to Simple with 50 seconds. He's got the bomb, full Kevlar, Molotov, and AK-47, and well, he's Simple. So let's see what he can do in this position. They don't know where he's coming from. Starting to edge his way into that lower bomb site. There's about 500 different places to check, it feels like. Through that hut position, it's very precarious. As time runs low, eventually his hand will be forced into that bomb site. You can only wait for so long in his position.
6 oder 5
Out
links.
slowly, but surely.
Ja, eine waren 5 Link, weil der ist nicht da. Wo ich mir halt einfach so ohne Links mach ich dann selber.
Watching the ramp position, I believe, but
Okay.
he knows that there's only so much time
Ich hab mir
before
6
they
Link
make that play. Moving into the site now, Simple's completely blind. There's not enough time to plant the bomb, and they can't do any more damage.
kein Problem.
Big win their second round,
So,
3
dann
players
Belly,
surviving.
oder?
Tizian rescues that
Ja,
AWP,
ja.
and that's something for Big.
Where did that flash come from? That
Geht
was just
das?
absolutely perfect. He couldn't do anything.
Yeah, he bounced it around the back of the silo, moved to his left, and it was really confusing for Simple. He basically threw it to where he thought Simple would try to avoid it, and he ate it. He ate that flashbang. Now, I don't know, I feel like, I do wonder if the nerves are getting to Smooya. We've seen a few shots missed or a moment's hesitation, which has been the difference
Wie
between
war
a
das,
frag
wenn die Maps im
and getting
Influenz
frags?
sind?
And those
Die
have
daneben
to
machen oder
disappear
die
quickly.
Influenz
I know
machen?
his parents have made it down here as well, so maybe there's
Ja,
more
ja.
on the line here.
Maze hat,
Something
ist
to
ja
show
oben
himself.
links, die
Not
hat
too late
die
though. Very early here in this game of
die
Nuke, but
Influenz.
Big have to win these
Weil von
consecutive
der Map
rounds.
gehen ja 3 Wege
Oh
weg.
yeah, yeah, no doubt about it.
Einmal
And it's
zu
so
Underground
expensive when
Silver,
you
einmal
know,
hoch zur
lose
9
so
und
many
einmal
players,
zu
you lose
Kotto.
the AWPs. As we saw previously, as you say, like it does have a ripple effect. Smooya going
Und
down
ich
to
will
those
den
spots.
Richtung Grotto
Thompson
haben.
always in such a good position here. That's a strong nade.
Irgendwie passiert da
Oh,
nicht.
that's some good damage there.
Ja, passiert
Onto
nicht.
Na'Vi as they
Jetzt
play these
ist
forward
halt
positions
bei
towards Secret.
Geode,
Thompson just trying to slow
ist
them
ein-
down as much as he possibly can. He's doing a good job of it. And Smooya stays out there, so he can keep tabs on if
Ich hab noch
Na'Vi
gar
double
kein
back
Feld, weil ich
into
hab
the
den ja
yard or
vorhin
not.
gemacht.
A lurk smoke into the huts.
Okay, ich habe
But there's
jetzt
enough of a
1,
gap
2,
for
3,
Max to
4,
see.
5, 6 Maps.
That's not really what Na'Vi wants, I don't
Unterschiedlich,
think.
egal wo im
Assuming a player
Influenz.
is on the huts. So
Ich
that
will
will
die
make
halt-
things a little better for Big. 5-on-5 continues.
Ja,
as
aber
we
Shaper
reach
ist ja
the
nicht da.
40-second mark. So he's been taken down outside though, and now Edward's moving to flank the hell position.
Und am besten dann irgendwo auf der linken Seite, ne? Weil
Seconds,
ich will
time
den
is
ja auf der linken
really
Seite haben,
empty.
den
He's running
Kreis.
low. Next is watching Squeaky. A big 1 versus 1. He'll actually concede the position, just falling back. Doesn't want to go down and create an open passage for Na'Vi to get to a bomb site, but they really need to find a way in. They have 20 seconds now. Surely there's no time here for them as they just look to go into that lower bomb site. 15 seconds. Time is
Machen wir
probably a
ein
bigger
paar
enemy for
Grottos
Na'Vi than
noch
Big
mehr.
at this point. As Tabson
Ah,
waits
ne,
for
er ist
someone to
6
just
oder
rush
7.
directly onto the plant. Oh my goodness! Down so low. He can't prevent the plant. That's incredible. That's so important. Zeus gets it done.
You can see the frustration there. Tizian holds on though, but now we've got a very low Tizian at the back, and he has to just lurk and wait for the rotation. But Godby's already moved away. They've given up on this round, and it's about Tizian to try and slowly creep away, but Flamey will find him. And if they're lucky, maybe 2 players will survive. Next on the roof of A. And Na'Vi go back to winning ways. Round number 5 coming their way. It looks like 2 players will survive here for Big, but the money, this is too costly for the side.
If that bomb doesn't go down, James, that's it. There's no time. There's
So
no time to
close.
play. It's incredible how that should have been a kill. That's crazy. I mean, it must be so frustrating for Big. Can you imagine being in their position? You need these rounds desperately, as you say. You know, they need to start winning consecutive rounds. You know, you've lost so much money dropping those AWPs, and yet again, just every single marginal situation. Zeus, what a savior! That's an incredible kill to get with the time.
Absolutely crazy, and you can see that the pressure is not affecting Na'Vi at the moment. So here is the situation for Big. 3 pistols, 2 M4s. The last thing you want is a reset on the CT side of Nuke. When you got reset after the pistol, this could hardly be a worse situation for them on the CT side. But let's see. They can still win this round, and they will most certainly be trying to. But it is Na'Vi with all the tools, the grenades, the guns, to advance position, which they have been able to do. even if some of these rounds have gone down to the wire. Smia looking for some info, but not fighting to the death. Electronic on the flank, and he can hear Smia still running around. He has to wonder, is it a trap? Could somebody be behind Electronic's current position? Either way, Big starting to get cut to pieces. One rifle remains along with the CZ and the Deagle.
Yeah, trying to take those peaks, those 1v1s, being sadly disappointed. And Na'Vi once again just, every time Na'Vi seem to be in an advantage, they are very good at just closing it down and playing with that advantage. And that's not been the same story for Big in some of these situations, unfortunately for them. And again, as you mentioned, just picked apart one by one. Na'Vi continuing to do damage, to demoralize and defloats Big. It's a nice shot from Tizian, looking for another one, but he will be taken down by the remainder of Na'Vi. And that's 6-2 now as they continue to build upon their score.
Well, the money still sucks for Big. And that's a problem. In this round, Simple's going to start with 6,500, Flamey 7, Electronic 5, the rest a bit lower, but assuming that Na'Vi win this round easily as well, then when Big get back onto their buy, there's so much pressure, not in that round, but in the next round. If they get reset again, that might be GG for this half. So it's a very tall task for Big to clear out the cash of Na'Vi if they want to make a comeback. Gobi eating a very meaty grenade to kick things off in this round, but he doesn't have much to fight with anyway. But you always want the numbers alive to swarm. We've got a Deagle and a CZ here with full armor for next, so if he's able to get something done to pick something up, you want the rest of your team alive to try and abuse the numbers elsewhere as the T start to panic, but that won't be the case, as you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so grim, such a grim tale here for Big. And I'm thinking back to that moment when we had that interview with Edward and Flamey, and just how Flamey's like, it's just not about, our goal is the finals. Everything up until that point is not trivial necessarily, but for us, it's just almost a guarantee. And so, you can see exactly why, how confident they are with this. And, you start to think as well, you start to hope that Big have a good T-side in them, because they're going to need it, because Na'Vi are already off to what you would call a pretty solid T-side. 7 rounds of the first 9. And once again, we're back into buy territory here for Big. Smooya can grab an AWP, and we need to see something different here, James, because this is the territory now where things really start to get out of hand for Big. They still have a chance to scrape something back, which can be respectable. They can take control of this half still, but it's really this pivotal moment here with this buy.
A timeout from Big, and they will understand that it's not about this round, it's about the next 3 rounds and all of them going the way of Big. If they get reset again, they might start to creep those nerves to wonder, are we about to leave this tournament unceremoniously? This is arguably their biggest chance at a major, I feel like. I don't think they've ever been more prepared across more maps. But we are still to see it here in the SSE arena. 2 rounds to the 7 of Na'Vi. 3 players just shy of $10,000 for Na'Vi. Again, there's going to be buys after buys after buys after buys. Big have to withstand all of that if they want even a chance, a sniff at a 3rd map.
And we see something here from Big. Edward goes very quickly forward into the outside positions. tabseN playing deep in the garage. We'll spot the drop down, or maybe not. Maybe there's a flash. Can't get a shot off. Edward is laying into them. That's 2 quick kills on the upper bomb site. There are some trades coming in here, but Na'Vi are gaining some ground into that upper bomb site, and that's what's important in this 3v3. Can Big go for the retake here successfully?
Bomb planted very quickly indeed. 3 flashes remain for Na'Vi. No more mollies for the high ground. Now Tizian needs to wait for his teammates to run distraction. He wants someone to look towards main. Electronic to look away from the heaven position. 2 players smoked off. Tizian activated. Simple to trade. Now we're in a 1 versus 1. Simple moving into the hut. Some spray, not straight to Cho's position. Having to reload. tabseN has a Molotov, and Simple's through it already, and straight in the face of Simple. Disaster strikes for Big again. 8-2 for Na'Vi.
Oh my goodness, just these clutch moments, again going the way of Na'Vi, showing their quality once again. That was a chance, that was a big chance there for the German and British side, but Simple moves in, shuts down, taps and star against star. And it was Simple who was clearly shining brighter in that moment. As Na'Vi go 8-2, and once again back to the same story here for Big. Pistols, some HE grenades, which likely they will deploy all together outside here. Can see Gobby leading the charge. Quick timing with that. Zusto opens the door. The spray is unleashed, and he's going to find a lot of information for his team. Hello, Edwards. It's a bit labored, but he makes it work. And that is a quick cleanup there of Big's eco rounds and back into the buys again.
Lambs to the slaughter. I don't know if you ever went to Laser Quest, Dan, or Quasar, one of those laser shooting game things.
Well, of course I did, James.
The worst player always got the lambs to the slaughter on their receipt thing at the end. And that was quite the round for Na'Vi. 9-2, Big on the buy again. They have had minimal success in this half, and it's the same story as Dust 2, I think it's fair to say. They are defending. This was their chance to have a great half. They have 2 rounds of 11.
Yeah, and there's been some close moments, but they can't seem to eke it over the line. But maybe this can be different. Tapson doesn't know what's going on. It's very impressive. He even got a frag there, considering how confused he was in that situation. Players surrounding him now. Oh, Smuya is going to deliver a frag. That's a 4v3 here now for Big as they keep tabs on exactly where Na'Vi are moving on the map. You can see Tizian does adjust his position appropriately, and the rest of his teammates will start to tighten things up. Big 1v1 goes the way of Electronic, and that will get Na'Vi back in this round. As you can see, they can join up now to make an attempt at the bomb plant.
Electronic moving wide, but no trade fragger needed. CT's moving down the ramp now. Smear's being dispatched off 2 versus 3. The Molotov stops them from looking wide towards control, cutting across the site and so on. Now more Molotovs being deployed. Flamey spotted at the back, but where are the other 2?